Welcome back to How Good Was It Really? Today we will be looking at probably one of the most influential video games that came out roughly in the mid 2000s. That would be Guitar Hero. Now, this game was pretty much an inspiration of everybody wanting to actually, pretend to be a rock star at one point in their life. Everybody likes music. Well, why not we give them a way for them to actually play said music? Now, personally, I absolutely love the Guitar Hero line of games. So much so that I've actually played almost every single one of them. There's only been, I believe, 2 different games of the series that I have not played because mostly I could either not find them or that I did find them but said copy would not work with my Xbox. Now, the evolution of said game, and yes, I forgot to actually say this, unlike my Assassin's Creed video, I am talking about the entire series since it has ended and there's not much difference between the first game to the last game to pose like Assassin's Creed, which did change a lot over its, many games. But anyway, we also see a evolution throughout said Guitar Hero games, as your character pretty much goes from whichever one that you picked in the first game, go from guys that are literally playing anywhere that they can actually find an audience and is allowed to play to the end of the series where you are literally playing for gods, monsters, and other such shenanigans. As for the story of Guitar Hero, the first ones were pretty much plain and simple that you were just trying to make it. Now, I'm not talking about the specials like Aerosmith and AC/DC, we are just talking about the plain ones. Guitar Hero then introduced the character Luke, I believe. He is actually the devil of the Guitar Hero universe and is usually the person that shows up at every character's gig to offer them a contract which is supposed to represent corporate evil or something along those lines. And in the way, you usually wind up able to outsmart him, beat him in a straight up contest, or somewhere along those lines. Which is funny because it seems like in every single game, you usually fall, your new character, or whoever else you are playing as, usually falls for the same trick. Now, they only did this a couple of times. Sometimes it was literally him and the God of Rock trying to find a new, player. Somebody to add to the wall of legends, like in Guitar Hero 5. Or you may very well just be, hanging out, playing the guitar, and boom, you are automatically hit with some magical BS, turn you into a Warrior of Rock, like in the actual Warrior of Rock video game of the Guitar Hero franchise, trying to save the demigod of rock. Now, as for the music goes from anywhere from rock, it goes from country to heavy metal. Even the hardened riffs of black and death metal can also be included within this series, which gives it a good variety of content within each game. Matter of fact, the downloadable content of these games are probably the largest out of any other video game series out there. Now, to also add up freshness in later games, they allowed you to create, a custom character. Now, with custom characters came, being able to buy certain items, looks, guitars, and what have you, so your character can use them. Which down the line they just simply gave it to you for free because they were old things and they added new stuff to it. Now, many people would say that the descent of this game was pretty much visible to see because they put less and less love within the series with each illustration. Now, they did get better from the first game all the way up to, I would say, I don't know, Warriors of Rock was probably the last one. Guitar Hero 5 was the low point of it, as there wasn't many songs that many people would actually care of playing. My personal favorite Guitar Hero out of all of them was definitely Guitar Hero Metallica. The very game that I did pre-order and did get the foot pedal for my drum set, which I never actually did play on the game. That was just pretty much something I got for a group of friends and myself to be able to play and listen to the music over the constant button mashing, beating on the drums like a maniac, and the sucky singing of whoever had the misfortune of doing said singing. But looking back, was this a good series? I would say yes. Was it a great series? Some people may say no, but I actually say yes, it was a great series. It was one of the most fun that I've ever really had. And unlike many other games that, you had to buy a specialty item like the Wii was promoting every single game that they almost had out, with the Guitar Hero games, you could buy the actual guitar and be guaranteed that you could play it throughout the entire series of the game. Matter of fact, you could also play other musical games such as Band Hero, and I forget what the other one that was actually called, but it was less popular than any of that. But anyway, the actual games pretty much went along with one another. Now, the story mode was not really the main focus. It was just pretty much unlocking stages, being able to play as cool characters, listen to the new song that was about to, come your way. And without a doubt, it did spark up many jokes about, oh, you think that you can actually play that actual guitar just because you can push a bunch of buttons. Which is true that you could not, but just by the fact is that there was so many memes about it shows precisely how good it was. Now, I am sad to say that this game is no longer really a thing, mostly because the publisher of said game went under. But I would say that looking back on it with fond memories, and also even having the chance of replaying the game so I could do this review, I would say that the series definitely had a bunch of, possibilities and, well, how should I put this? It had potential for so much stuff that it could do. It's just too bad that it didn't go down the right path that it should have. Now, could this game, survive in the current, generations of consoles? I would say no. Mostly because of the amount of how many people are buying the consoles now versus the people playing it on PC or playing games on PC. Not to mention the constant internet interference that you need on a console to various of the previous generation is also annoying. Because I could see that if somebody actually if they release this game, it would come with 4 or 5 and the rest would have to be online downloadable content. But overall, I would say that Guitar Hero was a good game. Most involved, just a good game. Now, that is my final verdict. It was good, but it was not worth all the hype that each illustration was given to it. But anyway, this was the Fiction King and Fiction Kingdom. If you like this video, subscribe for more, hit the like button, and push that little bell in the corner. Have a good day.